Okay, so we save this here as, so we don't want to modify the original drawing that the architect has sent to us, because basically now we're acting as the structural people, and the drawing has been sent to us by the architect. So we can't really change anything from the architectural drawing. All we can do is ask them to change it if there's any changes to be done. We're not really changing anything here. We're just opening this up, and we're going to save it as something temporary, so only so we can use it so we can trace over it, because we can't trace, we can't latch onto endpoints and midpoints of walls when it's linked in. And then we're just going to copy the bits that we created into our drawing. Now we are copying 4 bits that the architect created as well, 5 actually. The beams around, which is 4 of those, the footings, this one's here, and also the slab, because it just so happened that it is pretty right. It's saying usually that it will be pretty right, but it's the right size, so we're going to use it rather than recreating it in our drawing from scratch. And we're just going to add reinforcement to it and things like that, which the architect hasn't done. So, but if we are going to do that, we have to notify the architect to then remove it from their drawing, so that we're not doubling up of the same thing. And that's normal coordination process that you would do, email or whatever, ring them. So let's go save it as a project, and we're going to call it excuse me, let's put let's call it architectural temp or something like that, any name like that. Alright, so here it is. So it's the same thing, it's no different. So what we need to do is, now we need to draw these things in the temporary drawing. So how are we going to do that? We can do that. The problem is if we draw, if I go to architectural plan, as you can see here, we're in the ground floor plan, we can't see the footings, although they're there, we can't see them. We can only see them in 3D. So the easiest way is to actually create, make a structural plan within this architectural drawing. Okay. So to do that, we'll go to View. Let's see, instructions are here, by the way, so you know where we are. Here we go. We're right here, I think. Here you go. So just go to View, Structural Plan, select the ground floor. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to Structural Plan. The minute we do that, what's that say then? Yeah, in the View templates come up. Okay, so we'll do that. Structural Foundation Plan. That's all we need, and yeah, should be all right. So we'll look at that. So let's go to Views, Structural Plan, which is the same area we got that plan region a bit earlier. We can create ceiling plans as well. So let's go to Structural Plan. We're going to get the ground floor. Right, so sensing the ground floor is the one we need to use. Right. Now, we then need to apply a View template. Right. So we'll just go and do that just here. Alright, just on the properties there, and select the foundations plan. So that will have everything, and you can still overwrite some stuff. You can go in here and change things. But the moment I do this, I lose control of the VV or the VG. That gets all grayed out, and everything is controlled through this View template. So, we've got project templates, but we've also got templates that drive the views. And you can save View templates as well and reuse them or something else. So it's a good way of doing it. If you've set something up and it looks right, you can just save it and use it somewhere else. So let's go like that, okay. These are just pre-saved in here. And the moment we do that, you can see the footings are displayed like I did in the other drawing earlier on. So that's that. Now basically what we need to do next is create a 350 by 500 deep beam. So let's do that. We already have the 470 in here, it's already here. So what we're going to do is just create a new one. Another way of doing it is just click on that and on the footing, and that brings up the properties for that. So all I've got to do is just edit this now, duplicate it, and call it 350 by 500. In backspace, and go OK. And don't forget to change this here to 500. Alright, so now we've got a 500. OK, that. And all I've got to do is just trace, well, okay, so I've got that. Make sure that a few of the settings are set. And basically we need to make sure that the Y justification is set to center. So the Y justification here is set to center, because we don't want to, like earlier on when we did these ones here, we set it so it's on the kind of what was the basically the outside face of that. So what we're going to do now, I think it was right or whatever, we'll change it to center, and now we should be able to latch on to, hang on. So, let's see, why is it not working? Sorry?
Shifted the out of B.
Did I?
Yeah, select.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. So that's why the problem is. All right, sorry. Of course, one should go into, yes, I did. I didn't even click the command because I had it highlighted. I just thought I was in the command for a minute. Let's see. There you go. Select that. Set it to, yeah, I did shift that because I changed it from right to center. And this is where you got to do it. There you go. Thank you for that. So if we go there, that's all we need to worry about, really. Don't think there's anything else there that's important. Nope. So let's go there. There we go. There you go. That works now. It's interesting. So just go there and just click. I think that's where we're going to put the first one. And across here, well, across here is a bit of a problem. This looks like it's going to work, but if you want to be certain that it's going straight across and it's not, you know, perhaps latching onto some other endpoint or whatever here, you can type in the short command SP for snap perpendicular, and if I go there, it'll go perpendicular. If I go over here, perpendicular, see if anywhere I go along here, it's going to go perpendicular to straight across, basically. So that's that. And then we've got to do another one, and that's got to be on the center of this wall here, this one here. So we'll just start from there. And we'll go straight across again. You can do SP if you like here. That seems to be going vertically, it says across, but SP helps as well. There you go. So that's done that. Notice it's got these little things here that usually works for me. I'm able to trim those up, but it doesn't seem to work for most of the students, and I'm not sure why, but we're going to trim those up soon. Alright, so, and also we're going to put one across here. Those of you that have tried it already, has it been able to trim it up? Oh. So that's a 500 here. This one's going to be the middle point. So how do we get the midpoint here? Well, it should detect, it depends which side you go from, but you know, there's a midpoint there. But if I wanted to start from the midpoint of that wall over here, how do we do it? SM perhaps works. SM for midpoint, and just click over here, and across there it should be horizontal across again, or SP or SM should be the same, or just like that, it should work. Alright, so there we go. We will now trim some of the overlapping footings as shown above. It says here in, on page 7. So that's what we're going to do. So we've done all that. Okay, so there we go. So on this step 7 here, if this step does not work for you, it says it can be skipped. All right, so we've got to modify, grab trim extent, single element, all right, and just pick the perimeter of the beam and just trim them. So with the trimming, you got to remember that it says it here as well. You got to click on the part that you want to keep, which is opposite to how CAD works. Okay, so so let's go to modify, trim extent, single element. All right, that works. That's where we're going to trim to, and this is the bit we need. So it's brought that back. Okay, click that element, and that's what we're going to keep. And over here, we'll click on this element, and that's what we're going to keep, this one. So it's just trimming that overlap here, and keep that. Here, keep that. And over here, and keep this. So that's looking good there. All right, so what else do we need to do? We will now copy the footings across and put them into, from the temporary architectural drawing to the structural project. All right, so it sort of explains how to do that as well. So what we're going to do is copy the beams and the slab from the 3D and place it in the architectural, in the structural. So let's do that. So let's go to 3D. Just so we can see what's going on here, we'll just twist it like that. Now, easy way, well, hard way will be to just click on each one of these and see if we can get the floor and then copy it. But easiest way will be just to do a window over the whole lot. Start learning to use your filter command, which is down here. It tells you there's 45 things in there. It's also up here, which doesn't tell you the number. Anyway, check none. And now your girders and other structural framing may be different to mine, but it doesn't really matter. Just tick those two and the floors. So the structural framing and the floor, that's all we need. So there should be 8 things selected, and Control C to copy, or you can go to here and just click on that. So the next thing to do is open up that other drawing that we had before, which is the structural. Here it is. Now, because it's referencing the old architectural, it's just taking, for me, it's taking a minute to update it again. Yeah, you wouldn't have that on yours because yours should be on the same version. All right, so here it is. We'll just go down to level 1 and we'll paste it here. So Control V or modify and paste, and that should work. Under the paste, click here. All right, paste from clipboard. Let's see there. And it does come up and says it's just noticing that it's already a dash dot line type and all that sort of stuff. Probably the same anyway. You just go OK. Just line it up to the endpoint there, and it should match up. Looks all right. All right, so that's basically. Oh yeah, what are we doing here? What is it? Finish. Didn't want to finish anything. Just escape that. I'm not sure why that came up. All right, so that's done there. We just had a question a bit earlier about how do you, what if your link doesn't show up or whatever. So when you come back into something that's been linked beforehand, if you have moved anything around, it may be that your link doesn't show up. The way to fix that is to obviously try and put the files in the right spot so you can find them. But if you go to the Manage tab, Manage Links, and if we click here, you can, it says it's looking for this file here. It's not really looking for a path because it's it's seemingly it's in the same folder, which it is. So, but that's the file you want. But if you can't find it, you just go reload from, and go and search and find where the file is, and it'll bring it in for you. All right, just try and get your file management working. So we'll just cancel that. As you can see from here, we can unload and reload stuff as well, so or remove them. All right.